Our Wednesday evening concert is one where I took great steps to program very contrasting pieces in sound and in emotional content, in mood and character. We begin with Divertimento by Malcolm Arnold, an English composer who wrote a lot of music for serious classical forces, 9 symphonies, concerti, chamber music, operas, everything, but also wrote over 100 film scores. And in fact, he actually won an Academy Award for the music, for the film, which, knowing my audience, you probably have seen, The Bridge Over the River Kwai. Old movie. Malcolm Arnold was not a forward-looking, adventuresome 20th century composer, but rather content to write tonal music. His great attributes were orchestration, being able to write spectacularly for all the instruments, and beautiful tonality and a kind of transparency in the writing, which is remarkable. This particular piece is short-ish, I would say maybe 9 or 10 minutes. This piece is for flute, oboe, and clarinet, which means that the textures are pretty much in the upper registers, but with each of these instruments able to be very virtuosic. Fantastic passages of many, many notes and textures which are very arresting. The overall sense that you come away from with this piece is light, airy, and happy. It's a very happy piece. To contrast, we then go to Mozart's most wonderful G-minor Piano Quartet. So piano, violin, viola, cello. And Mozart was particularly influenced by key signatures, or maybe the other way around. Maybe key signatures were particularly influential on Mozart. And the key of G minor was one which elicited a very specific kind of emotional content for him. We have the miraculous and most well-known symphony in G minor, number 40. And this piece falls exactly into that kind of dark, dramatic, deep emotional content that he can come up with, particularly in the first movement, which is like a miniature symphony. A lighter, slow movement, and then perhaps thankfully in the last movement he relents and changes to G major, which is a happier key signature for him. And again, in Mozart chamber music of substance, these can end up being almost like little miniature piano concerti. And this one, very much so. The piano part is very dramatic, demands that kind of personality, to come forward and bring it to the audience. And it's a great contrast to the light Malcolm Arnold, to this darker and deeper, profound Mozart. Arensky was as Russian can be. He was a professor at the Moscow Conservatory at the time when Tchaikovsky was still alive and then not alive. And the death of Tchaikovsky, who was this towering figure for all Russian composers and musicians, affected Arensky greatly. And this quartet was written in response to that. Strikingly, it's not two violins, viola, and cello, as most string quartets that we know are, but instead he wrote for one violin, viola, and two celli. What happens with that is that the whole sound world goes down. So we're talking about deeper sound, a darker sound, and that fit wonderfully into the deeper and darker Russian soul, which Arensky really was able to embody. And this piece is the brooding, dark Russian culture. He uses some folk music from Russian sources, and it's a really unique work in the string quartet repertoire for the sound, for the textures, and for this Russian embodiment, which is immediately heard and very enriching. So the program really goes from light English to deep German, Mozart, to a totally different world of Russian music.